p.m. to 10 p.m. for the most analytical, most stimulating conversation training for the day.
That's the funny thing about Unity Park. In a football game, and we're playing a tournament, beat us today. Out of the tournament. Our focus now is not the tournament again. Unity Party get their opponent, they liberate people, they lead the liberate people, then they come back to their team, that they defeated. Everyone said that they put a crack away. You never want to say so.
And face the issue. We speak out the fact in advocating for the right of Liberia. Face the issue brings you logic, explain logic, and advance you to discuss with logic. It's Face the Issue. Comes on your airway from Monday to Friday at 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. on Kings FM 88.5. Don't miss it.
Our government secure all financing, all road networks in the country, major road network, and signed on the President we are a 10-year electricity financing. 10 years for the World Bank.
When Liberians are desperate for leadership to deliver, desperate to know the truth, and desperate to know the real issues confronting the country.
If you think they will see this election, you will not lie. Because if you do it, that's the end of this country.
Well, can laugh the government, all the ministers in the government, they can laugh. They don't put also everything they say, they don't say the truth.
The people of Liberia, if you allow the opposition to win, you will suffer. The Liberians will suffer.
And the facts surrounding those issues, there is only one forum that provides the answer. It's Face the Issue on Kings FM. John Antonin April Godson William, commonly known as Teacher Live, from Monday to Friday, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. for the most analytical and most stimulating conversation training for the day.
That's the funny thing about Unity Park. In a football game, and we're playing a tournament, they beat us today, and we drop out of the tournament. Our focus now is not the tournament again. Unity Party get their opponent, they liberate people, they lead the liberate people, then they come back to their team, that they defeated. Everyone said that they put a crack away. You never want to say so.
And Face the Issue. We speak out the fact in advocating for the right of Liberia. Face the Issue brings you logic, explain logic, and advance you to discuss with logic. It's Face the Issue. Comes on your airway from Monday to Friday at 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. on Kings FM 88.5. Don't miss it.
Yellow machine for China, they come and say, no, but
Yama, when I'm feeling from here, Joseph Bogavin, poor in Meso.
What they get it made into SAP. What they get it made into SAP.
What on the tree, will go, Macao, we die, Macao. What on the tree, will go, Macao, we die,
Oh, we play the freedom of speech. Tell me why they sack people for MCC. Where the freedom of speech. When you thought you get the comment like Saki.
We still trying to understand the government agenda. The rescue mission, rescue vision, pile of fake impression. They get a job and lead the people with high expectation. Like who's about to see the asking when the train will go. But how the train will go when the driver is old. We been sitting in the train, but the driver can wake up. Now all the funny thing they make all do back give up. But who think on the budget?
Like they see me and I think of CPP document.
The also said it like they don't a young people property. But Uncle President Jerry praying for Baga the rapping. The country pie on us so we can understand it. See how the people crying.
I have received today news of the evictions and destructions of our party headquarters. Unfortunate and regrettable as this is. I wish to encourage all Liberians, especially our supporters and sympathizers, to stay calm, remain law-abiding, and respect due process in the interest of our democracy, the rule of law, and the peaceful coexistence among all Liberians, irrespective of party, social, ethnic, or tribal affiliations. Fellow Liberians, fellow partisans of the Coalition for Democratic Change, today we witness yet another testament of the Unity Party government gross disregard for the rule of law. Emboldened by impunity, they continue to abuse power, testing our nation's fragile peace and democracy. Their list of violations grows daily, from police brutality against ordinary citizens to outright disregard of court orders. We must, however, take the high road. In the interest of peaceful coexistence, I urge everyone to remain calm, law-abiding, and respectful of due process, despite this partisan political mischiefs from the Unity Party government. In the legal battle over the ownership of the CDC headquarters, our party has always followed the rule of law and openly stated its willingness to abide by the court final ruling, regardless of the outcome. Yet, before the battle was fully exhausted, the trigger-happy partisans leadership of the police force, with direct instruction from Waka himself, spurred into actions. This was not a lawful eviction. It was a failed mission to destroy and erase the CDC in an attempt to fulfill their very wish Waka has repeatedly expressed to his lieutenants. While executing this criminal act, they made the cheers of their partisans. They failed to notice the loud silence of the vast majority of ordinary Liberians. Our people are in disbelief at this administration. Reckless behavior in its quest to consolidate power. Posterity will punish them harshly, while the loss of our office building is a setback. I want to emphasize that it is only temporary. We shall overcome this sooner rather than later. Thanks to your unwavering commitment, determination, and resilience, fellow citizens, coalitions, well-wishers, and sympathizers. Fellow partisans, do not be despaired. While we admit these are difficult times, our party has faced worse situations, even from the very same actors we see today, and we have emerged stronger. We shall prevail. The UP leadership under Bwaka are destroyed, but we are builders. A special national headquarters delivery committee is being established to immediately begin the construction work so that we can have a modern state-of-the-art new home in record time. We shall execute this while we embark on a national tour to inform our people. In my journey to heights I have achieved, I have seen such hiccups before. We shall never waver. Together we will build. We are survivors by history. We are blessed with a spirit that overcomes even the most tragedies and misfortune. Remember, the unity, strength, and identity of our party and coalition are not formed in bricks and mortar. They live in the minds, hearts, and fighting spirit of our teaming supporters. Therefore, I call on every member of the party, our sympathizers, to mobilize and focus our energies on constructing our next premises. I must be clear, resist the temptation to take the law into your own hands. However disappointed we are by this outcome, I call on each of you to continue respecting the law and due process. Fellow partisans, well-wishers, and sympathizers, I am optimistic about the political future of our party. Together we will build a better homeland for our party. So help me God. God bless Liberia. Thank you.
I address you today regarding the situation along our border with the Republic of Guinea. As President of the Republic and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of Liberia, it is my duty to keep the Liberian people informed and to assure you that the peace and security of our nation remain my top priorities. In recent days, concerns have emerged as a result of development along parts of our shared border in the Salamba area, Foya District, Lufa County. These developments have understandably attracted not only our attention of our citizens living in the border community, but also being sensitive to the opinion of wider Liberian public. I want to assure the Liberian people that our government has been fully engaged and is responsibly managing the situation with calm and determination. From the very outset, the government of Liberia took immediate steps to de-escalate the situation by addressing it through peaceful diplomatic means. We have engaged directly with the government of Guinea to establish diplomatic channels. In addition, we have worked closely with our sister Republic of Sierra Leone within the framework of the Mana River Union to ensure that dialogue and cooperation guide our actions. Following these engagements, the leaders of Liberia, Guinea, and Sierra Leone have reaffirmed our collective commitment to peace and stability along our shared borders. Through this understanding, all parties have agreed to work toward restoring the status quo and ensuring that our border communities continue to live in peace and uphold mutual respect and trust. I am encouraged that the government of Guinea has issued instructions for its forces to return to their previous positions along the border. This is an important step toward de-escalation and demonstrate a shared recognition that peace and stability must always guide our action. At the same time, our security institutions, including the Armed Forces of Liberia, the Liberian National Police, and other joint security agencies, remain vigilant and professional in carrying out their duties. They are working closely with the local authorities and communities to maintain calm while diplomatic efforts continue. I also wish to express my appreciation to the regional and international partners who have reached out in recent days to encourage restraint and peaceful engagement. Friends of Liberia across Africa and around the world, including leaders within the Economic Community of West African States, the AU, and other international partners have conveyed their support for a peaceful resolution of the situation. Their messages of encouragement and solidarity reaffirm Liberia's standing in the community of nations and strengthen our collective resolve to pursue diplomacy and dialogue. Let me be clear to every Liberian. Our pursuit of peaceful resolution is not a sign of weakness, but rather a demonstration of strength. It is easy to fight, break down, and destroy. As our own journey has taught us, it is more difficult to recover and build. That is why the government is exploring every available avenue to resolve this matter peacefully. We will continue to rely on diplomacy, dialogue, and the mechanisms of regional cooperation to ensure that this issue is addressed responsibly and without conflict. Liberia has always been a nation that stands firmly for peace. Throughout our history, we have maintained cordial relations with our neighbors and have consistently chosen cooperation over confrontation. People of our three borders countries share deep cultural, family, and economic ties that must always be preserved. Liberia has not only maintained peace within its own border, but has also played a significant role in helping to bring peace to other nations. From our contribution to the Regional Peace Initiative to our active participation in international peacekeeping missions, Liberia has demonstrated that our country believes strongly in peaceful resolution to disputes. Today, as we manage the situation, we remain guided by those same principles. My fellow Liberians, while we understand and are encouraged by the deep demonstration of patriotism and unity, I call upon all citizens, especially those residing in our border community, to remain calm and law-abiding. I also urge our people to avoid spreading unverified information or rumors that may cause unnecessary anxiety. Let us allow our security authorities and diplomatic channels to do their work. Liberia is a peaceful nation, and the peace we enjoy today is the result of our collective sacrifice, reconciliation, and deep determination to reverse the past after many years of hardship. That peace is precious, and this government will do everything within its power to protect and preserve it. Let us remain confident, remain united, and remain committed to the values that define us as a nation. May God continue to bless Liberia and keep our nation.
We have seen a systematic erosion of democracy. Executive overreach and open disregard for our Constitution. Lawlessness in the legislature, with the presidency turning a blind eye even when the sacred hall of our democracy go up in flames. Security forces brutalizing peaceful citizens, while millions are being spent on so-called operations that offer no protection to ordinary Liberians. They said we were the problem, but now the Liberian people can see for themselves. The real problem is the unity party that is now in power. The time has come to speak the truth without fear. This government is failing and Liberia is paying the price. For seditions, let us not lose hope. Even the longest night must give way to daylight. Even the strongest storm must pass. We are still standing and we are still strong. We will not give up on Liberia. We will not give up on our people, and we will never give up on CDC. We are the party of the slums and the city. We are the voice of the voiceless. We are the protectors of the poor and the defender of their dreams. From New Bruton to Queensway, from Buchanan to Goldmine, the Southern Valley to Shasta, the CDC remains in the hearts of the people. This rally is a clear sign. We are reorganizing, we are preparing, we are coming back. I say to you, we are coming back. But in order to do that, we must build a strong. Together, we must fortify the one institution that can correct the failure of the Buaka administration. And that institution is the Mate Coalition for Democratic Change. This is why I call on all of you today, not just to believe, but to act, not just to hope, but to build. Let us invest in the movement that has invested in you. Let us pay our due so that the party remains financially and politically prepared. Your dues are more than money. They are a seed of commitment, a pledge of loyalty, and a symbol of hope. I am so proud to launch the due payment campaign today because it means that you, the grassroots, you, the real owner of this party, are ready to step forward, take charge, and prepare for the future. As your political leader, I promise you this: we will not rest, we will not retreat, we will organize, and energize until we reclaim the leadership of Liberia. But let us do it the CDC way, peacefully, lawfully, strategically, and respectfully. Because when our time comes and aid will come, believe me, we must be ready not just to win, but to govern better. We must correct the wrong, improve the system, and restore the dignity of the Liberian people. So let us unite, let us rise.
Let me say hands up to all of you wherever you are, and welcome to the program Face the Issues. On the program Face the Issues, we don't discuss personalities, no issues involving personalities. But when personalities do their thing in front of those issues, we don't in any way hesitate, but rather we tear you apart. And normally and usually because of the pain that we attend tearing you apart, we just tell you sorry. Our sorry carries no indication that indeed we regret our actions. Never ever do we regret it. Because we are very unapologetic about what we do, for God sent us for this time and age and for this purpose. So we are executing it. So welcome to the program Face the Issues. Remember, in all that you do, that there is God and there will continue to be God. And I remember, and with God, all things are possible. With God, all things are possible. Just understand that with God, all things are possible. And we are certainly going to get there, and we are getting there. So we are grateful to the Almighty God for everything He has been doing for us, and will continue to do for all of us. Today is another interesting day. I was just trying to calculate some things. The last time we tried to shift the focus on something else, and I was just sharing with you what it is, especially when it comes to what we should be opting for, especially as Liberians who said, oh, this is the country, sweet land of liberty. Yeah, right? Yeah, sweet land of liberty. So we are here
And we'll continue to do what we can for the sake of our country. And no matter what the circumstances are, we are certainly getting there. And we are getting there. Whether you like it or not, we are getting there. So I was telling you people something the last time, and we all were looking at it in another way. But sometimes when we're saying things, you don't get it. I don't get it. But we'll get there. Whether you like it or not, we are certainly going to get there. So you see here, you see right here, and the seconds are rolling. What are you people reading here? Let me share with you something I'm seeing here so that we all look at it together. What are you reading there? What are you seeing there, and what are you reading there? You reading right? So you are reading what I'm reading. What are you sensing? What are you seeing? What are you seeing? You see seconds moving as I'm what? Seconds counting down, not counting upward. Seconds counting down. Meaning seconds are being subtracted as I am speaking. Before we end the show, the number of seconds and the minutes will drop and so forth. You'll see that just as it is. Are you seeing it there? From now, from this day to the 1st of January 2029, you see the seconds moving, right? Good. So we are certainly getting there. With God, all things are possible. We'll get there. So, you see the way people always do things that may favor some people and may not be all to favor some people. So we have roughly 1,005 days. 1,005 days, 4 hours, and 30 minutes as I'm reading now. So just honor seconds from now, we'll have 1,005 days, 4 hours, maybe 29 minutes. Not maybe, but 29 minutes. So we're counting. It's counting downward because the subtraction is taking place. So here you are seeing it is moving per seconds to remind you that the days are not adding up. So we have 143 weeks and 5 days left. 143 weeks and 5 days left. And that's how it is for us. And we are certainly going to get there. So plan your life well. As you live, time is going. It's not adding up, it is subtracting. So understand that so that we know where we are getting as a people. Remember, just for the year alone, just for the year alone, just for this year alone, just for the year alone, it's not an easy thing. We have gone January, February, March. We're going the first quarter. Every 3 months. 3 months, a quarter. Additional 3 months. We are going for the second quarter is what we are going into. So the second quarter starts today. April, May, June. The second quarter. That means it's into half. 6 months. 2 quarters. So it's into half. Then we have already split everything. So maybe before we come back here, we'll be in 99 days, 98 days, blah, 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 98 and 98. We're not going to be in 99. No. will be 98 days, 96. So we are now into 99 now. We had thousands to count for when election originally kicked off. 365 times 2, blah, blah, blah. All that kind of thing. But again, here we are. We are grateful to the Almighty God. This just gives you hope that your suffering days are soon to be over. It's possible. It could end. And then you start another countdown to another suffering again. It depends on what decision you make 2029. Then we'll start all over, another counting again. But for now, the hope is there. And that hope can easily be hashed, or the benefit of that hope, or the getting what you ought to do, especially when it comes to that hope, is on, as it's in January, it's in 2029. So you see the countdown. So it is possible we're able to reach 2029 and you still have another countdown and your conditions still remain the same. Meaning it depends on what you do. So understand that these things, it's not adding up. So this also reminds folks in the government that it is not adding up. There will always be countdown. It didn't say count up. No, it's not count up. No, it's counts down. And so we are counting down. So it's going blackout, blackout, blackout. But if you check on your watch or whatever, you will see it is counting up, right? But when it comes to these measurements, the countdowns, so you see the subtractions are there, right? So from 28, 27, 26, because the days are going. So it's counting downward, counting down days. So this other counting is different from what you see on your watch. Your watch is counting more, but of course the day is going, but you will not know that anyway. So let me say hats up to all of you, wherever you are, and we are grateful to the Almighty God for everything He continues to share with us. We are very grateful. Today is April 1. I didn't do any April Fool today. Yeah, I don't know. I will not just move to do any April Fool today. Though I know how to do it the way I could do it, but I didn't want to do anything today. So we just left it like that. And we attended to other functions, attended to other matters. And that's it. So we are here. We are here. And with God, remember, all things are just as possible as they ought to be. And I thank you all for your support, your prayers you continue to render for this country. And like I always said, we are certainly getting there. Remember, with God, all things are possible. I didn't say all things are positive. I said with God, all things are possible. I didn't say positive. It is possible. The seeing God. With God, all things are what? Possible. I didn't say positive. Because with the seeing God, some things can be negative. Sodom and Gomorrah was negative. It was the same God. With the same God, things can be positive. The redemption of the children of Israel from Egypt was positive. It was with the same God. So the same God. So understand that, right? I didn't say all things are what? Positive. I said all things are possible. Because some can be negative, some can be positive with the same God. Thank you. So let's go on. I just want you to understand, especially where we are. And we think we are very excited that we are here together. And there are a couple of things going on in this country that we just like to pass by. Today, the trial was made suspended because the jurors, they were not feeling too well, because the jurors, what they normally do is, when they sequester the jurors, they will keep them for the period of the trial duration. The reason they do that, they don't want you to be reading newspapers, listening to AB there, what is saying out there that could influence your decision. Or maybe you go home, you go later, somebody go and say one of those persons, because most of the people that the jurors are going to be deciding their fate, some of them are entitled to bail. So if I, Abraham William, I'm entitled to bail, I'm going right back in the community. So one of the potential jurors or one of the jurors is living right next door. Then I walk up to him and hear myself lecture about it. I say, how are the kids today? He say, fine. You listen to how already? He said, yeah, you're doing well, but you got to, those kind of things that what the law tried to ignore so that the jurors are kept. They are kept so that they don't read newspapers, they don't read TV, they don't see anything happening outside. They don't, because they believe that the newspapers will be reporting, people will be giving analysis. So they are totally taken outside and they are ejected from the society to make a decision for society. That's what happens. So the jurors are ejected. They are taken away from society, put in a place, and they are there. This is where they get everything, right? So they are there. They will get everything. They are feeding, hospital, whatever it is there for the jury sitting period. So they are there. Nobody goes there to them. No. Nobody interacts with them. No. They don't go back home. No. When they finish, and they finish with their jury mandate, and they have executed, then they will release them. They go home. So they get special place in the court there that can host them for those periods. The reason is simple again. They don't want these people to be hearing people like us, so that will influence their decision. Or somebody who have interest in the case. It doesn't have to be me. If I'm involved in the case, I can send somebody who close to one of the jurors and say, just go to the main house and then go talk to him. They find a late transportation so that when he went to the court tomorrow, he can chat a car. And when I'm sitting down there now, things will change. So they just want fairness. And that's why it is like that. So you'll see sometimes it's mainly from the pew of civil servants. So now you'll see they will select the other person. You will not see them in the community again for that period. And they are just there. So that's why it is. So we just thought to share that. So they said, so they're not feeling well. So they took them to hospital. And so they needed to wait until April 2. I understand it's on tomorrow. It's going to continue. So we are certainly getting there. And with God, all things are possible. And we thank you all for your level of support and prayers you continue to offer. The countdown continues. Right there with you, and you have seen it. One thing that will be constant for now is the 1,005 days. The 1,005 days will be constant for now, but before the show ends, we'll have the number of days will be constant also. The hour will be a bit affected, so the minutes will be affected, the hours will be affected. I think so, because before I leave from this show here, it will be around 3 hours. 1,005 days, 3 hours or more. That's when I will leave the show. You guys seen it there? How the countdown is like. All right, so thank you. Today, a lot of things are happening, and there are deeper things happening that some of you don't know. We'll try our best to inform you about some that you need to know. Some of them that you don't need to know because it's too bad for you. If you were to know, we'll keep it. It's for your own safety. That's why we are keeping it. Because we believe that when we put it outside, it will be bad for you. So we keep it so that you are saved. So we manage such information the best way possible. And we think you just have to understand that things happened all of the time. So we are in the Easter week, and we know where we are getting as a people. But is the country okay? No. And I just want you to know that every evening when you come here and sit and listen to us, I want you to know within yourself that we'll never ever deceive you. Forget about what people think. It's up to them, that their business. We have never lied to you. We didn't say we can't lie. But when it comes to coming here to talk to you, we tried our best not to see you as people who are stupid and don't understand anything. No, you are not crazy. We believe we come here, and if you took your time, your valuable time, to sit back and say, well, listen, then we too should respect that and give you what we call value for your time, value for your attention. Give you that value. That value is vested in the information we provide. That's the only value we have. So that you have the value for your time that you spend to listen to us is in the information we provide. The education that we touch on a daily basis is all that's there. We'll not try our best to deceive you. No, we don't. There's no benefit in it. Nothing. Absolutely. So we thank you. We thank you for believing in us and keep believing in us. Please. We think we will certainly get there. And with God, remember, all things are possible. All right. So let us kick off with something that is in fact, it's a pattern, but it's very terrible, especially for our country. And I always told people, if you look at the Unity Party government, you will get to know clearly that there are no longer, or we no longer see, those who used to call themselves critical voices speak in these tough times. They are all gone. This tells you that this election result was only meant to expose people, to show you the true character of people you had just looked at, you had always looked at, and then just respected them for no reason. Because they don't deserve it, undeserving it, unmerited respect. You give it to them. You look at them, you get in touch to them, and this, that, here, and there. You know, I was passing by the last time, somebody just called me and said, look, have you seen around Joseph Boaka's house? I said, what is that? They said, oh, he's building a 3-story building. I said, 3 or 2? He said, 3-story building. In addition, he has taken that entire little alley island, that down there. He has taken it, and I think he wanted to buy another property. We're close to it. The other person said no, they would not give theirs. The other people sold theirs. So he is developing that property. This is a man who could use that his flat-footed flat that he had to portray himself as a simple man who lived a very simple life, that he had never corrupted in society. So as a result of that, his house can speak to that. The dirty clothes he was wearing could speak to how he was just down to earth and he never cared. He never believed in flamboyancy. Look at how he is developing Alley Island today. How he is developing Alley Island. You see, I call that place Alley Island because I hear that alley. And it is an island. And you know what they call island, right? Island is a piece of land surrounded by water. Now, the whole thing are passing around there. The island. So, see how he is developing the Alley Island down there. He is making it a Boaka Alley Island. And that is what he is doing. But you see the kind of structure he's putting there. You United Party people who say, oh yeah, come on, Pape. There's that. George Weah used to be wearing expensive shoes. See the kind of watch that George Weah wears. See the kind of thing. The costa them who are opening their mouths in this country. Where are they today? Because for George Weah, it was unfair to him. George Weah comes from celebrity background. It was unfair to George Weah. How will you look at Cristiano Ronaldo and let's say Cristiano Ronaldo is president, then you say, look at the kind of watch that Cristiano Ronaldo wears. Where is that point? You're unfair to it. That's his lifestyle. And it's that lifestyle he was in, and he was afforded the opportunity to serve his country. That will not go away. He did not drop it, no. But what about a man who never had a lifestyle? Who really deserved the criticism? Is it George Weah or Joseph Boaka? Joseph Boaka deserved the criticism because he made himself to appear like he never loved flamboyancy, some of the languages, some of the statements he was making, reckless statements that he was making out of envy, jealousy, that he was just making her, he can ride wheelbarrow to go, all the things that you see here. So you see the kind of deceptive manner in which the old man lived his life. He lived with the people in the community acting like he's poor. He doesn't like material things, this, that, so that people will not go beg him. He woke up when he see people go to ask him, and then he say, I've been vice president of one and not even myself, because I've been taking the country money to steal, see my life. It speaks to that.
Okay, since we should measure your life to determine whether anybody is a rogue, then today, am I not qualified? Can we not say Joseph Boga is a rogue today? Because he said it. He said, look at my life. It speaks to how sincere and dedicated I have been, a public servant, very dedicated and committed person. Look at my life. Look at the house. My old house that I paid down there, that I stay again. I have that property anywhere else. That was Joseph Boga's own way of telling us that when you live those kind of lives, and then you're working in government, and then you live those kind of lives, it's an equivalent. In fact, that's a high standard, moral standard you have set for yourself, that you are not a criminal, you are not a rogue. Yeah, that you are not a rogue. So today, now that flamboyancy, going Ayana, so let agree na can amak now but parity of Joseph Boga's reasoning, then let's employ it now into the present, and then determine whether or not Boga is not rogue today. So if I say Boga are rogue, what is the issue? You see the people just stealing. Look around. Are even able to ride, we borrow to even go, they just stealing, they just looting the country. Look at, I've been what they call, I've been vice president, served in positions. Look at my house that I have there. People say, yeah, Papina, simple man. He let my you think the Papina get money? I think one time there was a statistic that came up and then they said, among the richest people in Liberia, Joseph Boga's name was among it. And people are wondering why Joseph Boga's name is there. Why Joseph Boga's name is there? Because when you look at the kind of horse that Joseph Boga has, you will say, but why? And if for Benin Ure, you can say, yeah, we have a Ure farm. You can say clearly that we have a Ure farm. So clearly you can see that we have a Ure farm, he has investments, and what, yeah, Ure name being there, you can't question that. But why Joseph Boga's name was there? People doubted it. Because when you see the Joseph Boga, he wearing one frail shirt, passing all over the place. You see the kind of house, his woman selling pepper color, and of course, they're doing a car parking lot in there, all the kind of thing. And the papa made himself to appear like he's very poor and common, down to earth. But it was a lie. It was a lie. Today, his true character is shown. So give a man opportunity, you know his true character. The way you see somebody, man, who can be useless passing around, they just jump behind the poacher and oh, I want you. Give them the opportunity, you will see what other men are going to correct, man. Just give them the opportunity to do. The moment they finish doing, when they show you their true color, you yourself, you will jump from inside. Opportunity is a defining moment. Opportunity is used as a tool to define people's true character. To know whether this person is this, give them what it is, that opportunity that they're seeking, they're yearning for which they portray themselves to be good. There's that, I can speak to a woman, or I can check on you. How you doing? You this, that, blah, blah, blah. All that nonsense that they can be talking. I'm part of them. All nonsense that we men can be talking all over the place. Give us opportunity, you will know our true character. I will finish with you. At the time, you will know that the person, if some of you, if you were to just get time to go and visit our homes, the kind of tension and thing then there, morning and father that sometimes we can't leave home with family. But at the same father that sooner we say us straight, another person asked for, we gave. Then that person say, yeah, they made a good man. Then that person too condemning their own man. And what they call, they not see one passing around, man, they see that correct man. Gave the man opportunity to do. The moment that man finish doing, forget it. You are finished. You will see his true character. He may hide it for weeks, he may hide it for months, or whatever it is. But opportunities are meant to define. In fact, they are good defining moments of people's true character. And that's what I want you to know today. So all of today passing around, oh, there's a here and there. Now I just look at you, I just laugh. Where are our people who used to be talking, doing this here and there, raping going on all over the place? No one is speaking until it now become a normal thing now. Nobody complains anymore because raping is not a normal thing now in this country. Stealing is a normal thing, and so as a result, nobody talks anymore. Nobody talks anymore. Because it's now part of our lives. Stealing, lying, raping, all over the place is no longer crime. It's no longer an issue. The civil society actors have gone dormant because it's no longer an issue, but it was issue on we are. And good indeed that we have provided an opportunity where it was an issue, where his government could be open to checks, his government could be open to accountability, his government could be questioned. And that's the kind of thing democracy is all about. That's what strengthens society. When people have an opportunity, when people have an opportunity to checkmate, to speak, that's what made the great United States of America then great today. Their citizens are able to challenge their lawmakers. Their lawmakers are aware that they have active citizens who are able to checkmate them. They are watching to see what they do. In no time, they are able to impeach them. As a result of that, because the high level of accountability, the pressure from electorates, that's what making America great. That's what making London great. That's what making the West great, because they have people who will keep them in check. If those people's voices were nothing, mankind, when they are not controlled or they are not kept in check, mankind have a way of thinking that what they're doing is right, especially when no one is keeping them in check. It's a human, natural, human tendency that whenever I'm doing something and nobody is stopping me and nobody questioning it, I just think what I'm doing is right and I will continue to do it. So that's the society that we are in here today, where everyone has gone silent. Our land is taken away from us. People are still trying to romanticize it. Some of them don't want to talk and this, that. You know, there was an interview relating to the LFA thing, and I will say this before I go on to the real thing. I'm really saying all of these things around. And there was a short clip from Andy Kwame, the Deputy Minister, Andy Kwame. Andy Kwame, they don't want to move stability passing around here and there. So FIFA banned musability, and they say it chosen some money here and there. Andy Kwame was giving an opinion in a program hosted by my bastard brother Benjamin Gagba and on LFA Decides. And he was saying in a short clip, which is very glaring, he said, football is total dictatorship. If you don't work with the system and those in power, no matter what it is, you will be ousted. Then he used musability as a case study. He said, you think musability was banned because he took money or did XYZ? No, it's because he went against the system. That's why they banned him. So he said football is dictatorship. What I captured from them, which of course Benete himself highlighted it. He said today that people like Andy Kwame, they are now speaking to come up to speak and say, oh, musability, you think he did that? That voice, that people like us, we stood on musability's side and we said that did not happen. That was not it. This is not what happened. That voice was needed from people like Andy Kwame to speak at the time. When members of the football community were politicizing and said ability were SYZ, that time we were speaking and saying, no, that which FIFA is doing got nothing to do with it. We were allies. Friends of ability were speaking. Where were people like Andy Kwame who were friends to ability? Now today they're now speaking, they know, because the truth is always there. And today they're speaking the truth. And that is the essence of life. There are people who sitting out here today. They are not saying anything today. The country needs them. The country needs them. They are saying nothing today. That tomorrow in the future, they will open their mouth to talk. They are saying nothing today. Liberia is dying. Liberia needs them to talk. And they are not saying anything. Those of us who are here, we are the ones that are doing the talking. We are the ones that are standing on the side of Liberia. We are the ones that say, look, even if everyone else will neglect you and say you must be pounded, no matter what it is, we are here and standing by your side. We don't care about it. No matter what the circumstances are. We are not going to put your interest in our belly and only care about we and our families. It's not going to work. We are supposed to stand for and with you in these times. That's why we are standing with Mama Liberia. And some of you who have gone silent in your bellies, your families, and whatever it is, that's your concentration. But some of us, we say, no, we can't compromise the interest of our great country. And this is why we are where we are. And this is why we are who we are. And we are doing exactly what we ought to do. Why am I saying all of this? You see, a very dangerous, irresponsible, anti-democratic pattern employed and used by the Unity Party, especially Jose Mambaka. whom we had expected the best from. Listen to this. Saying they can say it, let us spot it. We will say it. Today, we are now seeing a society where institutional rudiments are no longer respected. Governance, rule of law, no longer respected. From day one Joseph Walker got in office, somebody told me something. They said that fainting that Joseph Walker did, he did that fainting intentionally because he never wanted to take oath. He never wanted to swear to the country because he knew he was going to be lawless. Joseph Walker knew he was going to be lawless. So when it came to him swearing for the swearing in, for him to take an oath to speak, blah, 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 yeah, they're all going to tell you, Joseph Walker took an oath, though the Chief Justice did administer that before he spoke, and then he fainted. But listen, have you ever listened to that? Joseph Walker did not really speak and sound anything courageous when it came to really taking an oath. That's terrible. Joseph Walker got in office. He brought his own style of governance. The established system of governance. The established rule of laws. Because, you know, all of us in this country, especially wherever it is here and there are established rules. There are established protocols that you must follow. That no matter what it is, you must follow at all times. If it must be changed, not by you, but by the very people who put in the system. You can push for the system to be changed, but you can't push for you yourself to change the system all by yourself. That's bad. Because it was people who made that system. If you think the system is not befitting you, your style, all you can do, you go back to the very people, convince them, make sense to them, let them change it to your style. But anything other than that is abuse of power. It's total disregard for institutional rules. And that's just total recklessness and uselessness on the part of anyone who does sin. And Joseph Walker is demonstrating that by the day. There are rules, there are laws, rudiments. That is bad, right? Good, brilliant. When Joseph Walker got in power, it is not an acceptable or best practice for now old man who say he has lived long and be in power, blah, blah, blah. It's not a good practice. It's not best practice. It is not best institutional practice. Let's forget about whether institutional practice, because maybe when you really look in the law, you don't see anything and then you say, what is best practice? Then you can apply best practice, right? Let's forget about that one. But the law is there. We have administrative agencies. And those agencies, whether independent agency, whether executive agency or independent agency, whether one single head, or let me say single head agency, or a group head agency, all those things. Let me I'm speaking to our own level now, right? They all have rules. That's why you have people within the system working together, so that were there to be anything eventually that happens, you will still have the institution going on and not one person. Even at the level of where we have single-headed agencies such as the ministries and agencies, the ministries, where the minister is the only head. When anything happens, the deputy is there to take over. The deputy is in the know, inclined to the activities, and the deputy carries along that institutional memory as well, so that the deputies are able to what? Continue with the job. There will be no gap. The systems are set up in that way, even single-headed. So the one that I have to do with compounds or maybe group heads, agencies such as the commissions and so forth, they are line of people who are there. Every other thing, they fall in line, which is very essential for institutional flow, continuity, governance, no system gap. That is what it is all about. Today, at the heart of the crux of our country's democratic system. In fact, if any other institution can be lawless, if any other institution can be disregarded or destroyed, the one that should be untouchable, even no matter what it is, the politics and thing there, is to be untouchable because it governs politics itself, right? Yeah, it gives right, it coordinates. It is the nuclear of the stability of our democratic system, which is the National Elections Commission. It should never be touched in a form of manner. There should be no political interference. There should be no appearance of political interference. Joseph Boakai has demonstrated that. He's not waiting for 2029. Where in this world, my people? You all will say Joseph Boakai sound. Me, I know Joseph Boakai not sound. You all will say Joseph Boakai sound. You put the soundness to test tonight. NEC has 5 commissioners. Despite all of them having different roles here and there, they are deputies. All institutions also have heads. They are deputies. They are people in line. Best practice. That which your unsound man is demonstrating. Best practice calls for a period, especially there's a gap. Let's say, for instance, there's a gap. David Etta Brown Lasana resigned earlier, and then the president said, hold on. The moment the president said, hold on, until this time, I knew that the president has no trust, confidence in all the other commissioners David Etta Brown Lasana was working with. Because by right, that moment, she's supposed to have turned over power to any one of them, out of the immediate person in line, the second commissioner in line. That is the best practice. That person carries an institutional memory so that there is no gap. That person already understands all of the programs, the processes and things that are helping on, all the procedures and things that are helping on. So there's no gap in the wake of all of that. That person takes over and wait until the next decision can be made by the president. But because the president does not trust anybody in between there, the president said you can hold on until the end of March. People can resign. These are things that you expect. That's why in institution, you don't build it around one person. That's why you have deputies, you have these kind of people there, because anybody can fall off. People can everybody go today. There will be somebody there who is doing the job. That's what governance is all about. That's what governance is all about. That's what institution is all about. So the moment our lady said she was going to resign or she's resigning, Joseph Boakai, he respects the rule of law or respects institutional rudiments in existence. Joseph Boakai would have said, okay, you can turn over to your immediate deputy or the second in command, let the institution flow. But he said, hold on. I don't trust any of those people until I can appoint. Joseph Boakai appointed the man yesterday. The man goes to the National Elections Commission. The man goes to the National Elections Commission to act as, can you imagine that? To act as acting chair. Who is best put? Who is best suited to be acting chair of that commission? If not any of the commissioners that are there. Is it supposed to be him? Then our lawmakers, and let me tell this to them, wherever they are, you listen to me. If you know yourself, that's it. Why will our lawmakers choose to ignore their responsibility? They are losing values, no respect. How can you bring an outsider to act in a place that is not engulfed with what? Crisis. Because it is a crisis point, you say, oh, you're involved with the situation here because we want the institution to go on. We'll bring a neutral person, and that person will be a stand-in person. That person will be there to manage it. You don't go outside. You don't go outside. You look for somebody immediately who is within the system to act. That person will hold on until your widow can focus on his confirmation, go and deal with those issues. They get capable commissioners who are there, who's supposed to have sat there. The lawmakers are seeing Joe Buckeye as one violating our laws and making the issue of Senate confirmation as not being an issue of interest. You don't have to even worry yourself to go to Senate for confirmation before you start work. Is that what Joseph Buckeye is telling us? Is that what Joseph Buckeye is telling us? He tells the man, go there. You go and take over from her. For the mere fact that he is taking over. Forget about the term acting. Talk about acting. Lead acting. He is already the chairman. Because David Etta Brown Lazana is turning over to him. He's an outsider. The only person David Etta Brown will turn over to and will be honest to as acting is somebody within the system. Because that person still holds opposition. It is not possible that you haven't been relieved of that position and you'll be receiving something from somebody. Then you think you're not acting, you're acting because your position you still hold. That's when you will be an acting person because you still hold that position. Joseph Buckeye did it to Central Bank. Suspended another main crew, man. I don't know who go call all the noise, what they call. I don't know here. Joseph Buckeye then said to you, just call a phone from everybody went by a business. Suspended the man. Then this country is interesting. Then immediately he appointed this man as acting. He did to Emma Meteor Glasgow. He suspended Emma Meteor Glasgow and put the man Sarah Sengwe there as acting. All these things are just violations of our laws and the cause for legislative checks. To say, Mr. President, you don't do that. Mr. President, you don't do that. Every other person, that man cannot see himself as acting. No. The only person who will think that they are acting, and it's possible that they are acting, that even if they didn't say they're acting, will know they're acting, is somebody who still holds another position. And by virtue, there has been no change in that position, but they are supposed to just be holding on that person is acting. You ask the Joseph Buckeye Papier. Is it possible that Joseph Buckeye able to be living in this country and go in a unity party and take a party chairman who is not a government official or any cabinet official and then say can be acting president? Is it possible? The man get any government job. He got any government job, nothing. But he's just party chairman. Then Joseph Buckeye grabs that man and says, "You can be acting, will that man be acting?" He got any other job besides that job. You're listening? You see what Joseph Buckeye has turned this country to. Those of you who say you're supporting Joseph Buckeye or you're still supporting Joseph Buckeye, you're seeing the reasoning. You see how Joseph Buckeye destroyed this country. No respect, no laws, nothing. You nominated a man. And when the stages are nomination, confirmation, appointment, commission. Simple. The 4 stages. The president will first nominate. The president does not appoint. It does not start with appointment. It starts with nomination. From nomination, we go to confirmation. From confirmation, we go straight to appointment, as when the president will now appoint you when the lawmakers pass you. Then the president appoints. From appointment straight, where do we go? Commission. You are commissioned into office to start work. These processes are there, but the man has already gone ahead. He has started work already. He has started work. That man is not acting. He has started work. The only person who are known to be acting is any staff within our place who still holds a position. And for the best part, and for the best practice area, any of those commissioners who are there are still holding position. They are the ones. And you know, these things are happening at a time all of us we are watching. And you will talk. And some of us will sit back and just watch. The reason we are highlighting these bad things
is that bad precedents are being set. And everyone's sitting down quiet. And let me march on to the CDC. CDC, listen to me. President Weah, please listen to me. They think the Unity Party is starting so and they're doing like this. If you think Unity Party will turn over power easily like you people did, you're dreaming. There has to be war. When I mean war, it's not the shoe guns. Unity Party has to be checked. They have to be kept in check to tell them, say, this is democracy. You can't cross the line. The terrain at Unity Party going in, you're sitting and you're overlooking, you're like, oh, papi faces, then like, look at the kind of man. Are they kind of man? Are they kind of man? The woman turning over to him today. Are they kind of man? You see them? They kind of, oh, papi, then young one for them to destroy this country. When many young people depend on the CDC to determine their future, their destiny, they put it in the CDC on a daily basis. Some of our mothers and fathers who are in this, they are not in it for themselves. They are in it for their children. They are an extension of their children's interest. Every time you see them in the streets, they are beyond judge, we are here and there, blah, blah, blah. They are putting the interest of their children first, not them. For them, they are gone. When you see them doing that, you say, oh, yeah, CDC, oh man, yeah. They are doing it for the sake of their children. So if the CDC was set and not shake up this dead Unity Party with dead old folks and start targeting people and hating at them and then bringing them in check for us to know that indeed there exist people, and these people cannot just be, they let us know. I am telling you people here today. For me, I don't joke. You see my stubbornness on the radio? Oh, you don't know? Oh, that's my young meeting. Oh, you see my stubbornness? Yeah, I don't joke. I care less about anything. If you think, and you heard what Jeremiah Kun said to George Weah? He said that George Weah go sit down and say they will take presidency, they can't give it to him. Jeremiah Kun said that. You think Jeremiah Kun was saying it foolishly? You're listening to Jeremiah Kun? Oh, yeah, go for the clip. You play it again. Let me open your eyes. Let me open your eyes. You go for that clip and bring it back and listen to Jeremiah Kun. He said, yeah, George Weah sit down and think the presidency will just come to him. Just sit down and think the presidency will just come to you people. God. I am sitting here wondering whether the CDC is serious. Let me tell you something. Everything that happening to Liberia now or in Liberia now, it is the Unity Party is that are causing it. You CDC, you're doing nothing. Unity Party, for them, they caused theirs on you. They created the propaganda. They were doing those drugs. They were doing all of those things, killing people. They were doing all of those things. For you, you just see how it is falling. God did not tell you to get involved with distorting Unity Party. You have given them that best part of it. And say, for us, we'll not disturb your government. For us, but when it comes to now disturbing the livelihood of the existence of the people, when you hear like people say, we'll wait for 2029. You think what did they want to wait on? Is it not the electoral system they are depending on? You think what did they depending on to say they're waiting for 2029? We're all the beating in the street, dragging them, killing them, doing XYZ to them. And they tell you, say, we'll wait for 2029. You think what did they depending on to say they're waiting for 2029? It's not the electoral system. What else they are depending on to say they will wait for 2029? You ask yourself the question. What are they depending on to say they're waiting for 2029? If not the electoral system. What are you waiting on? So the thing they're waiting on, the thing they're depending on, for which they are saying that they're waiting for 2029, that thing is now being trampled on by Joseph Boakai. He's now walking through the neck and doing everything that you're sitting down there. Let me tell you something. You know, you don't even know me yet.
They don't even know me yet. For me, I don't care about any party business. If you won't run your party, or whatever it is, I don't care about that. Sometimes I sit down, people say, oh, why George Weah can't come out to speak where? The party has structures, it has leadership. Let the party people come outside. Let's see whether George Weah will say you'll move from there. Then we know how we can catch George Weah. You know, when the children spoil the thing outside, the power will fix it. They will go talk to the power. You know what makes CDC strong? You know how Ellen used to get to George Weah? Chairman J, you came to class late, I get problem with you, but I'll call you after the show. You know how Ellen used to come to CDC? When I can't grade, they finish causing their noise. They finish damaging the other thing out there. When they finish doing their firing thing, Ellen will see people that mobile model and throwing casket, they doing SYZ, blah, 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 passing all over the place. Ellen will hear say, John, I beg you. Please talk to them. That is what it is. You don't expect the father to wake up in a home and lead a battle. It does not work that way. It is the children that will lead a battle, and the father will sit back. Because you know why? Hey God, this country is an interesting country. I see everyone. Jeremiah said, yes, Jeremiah Cohen is right, and he said it right. They will not take presidency and give it to George Weah on silver platter, and they have started it already. Who said George Weah should do it? Now, George Weah, what they call, look at the kind of thing then that people like having wizard and doing. You think that George Weah can tell them to come outside to say those in there? You think that George Weah can tell having wizard and to come outside to say those in there? No. They just need your base. That George Weah told Magadan to go or Buchanan City, Grand Bassa County to go rock the whole of Buchanan City, Grand Bassa County? No. Not George Weah. Not George Weah. It's not George Weah. It's not George Weah. Just sit down. Just sit. And I'm telling you people, when the Liberian people say we're waiting for 2029, they think they're depending on to say they're waiting for 2029 to move Joseph Walker and the electoral system. They say election, the election we're waiting for. The election comes from the system. You are going to subscribe to that system. You are going to play to the system. You are going to be part of the system. You are going to be involved with the system. It is that system Joseph Walker playing with here today. Do you know? We don't them passing around here and there. You ain't want to grab that, man. Oh, some of you yesterday. Look, let me tell you something. God. There's something there I can really want to talk, but I can't talk on the radio here. I can't talk here. I got to control my emotions. But there are things that are possible. There are things that when they happen, it will send a clear message to Joseph Walker. The AFL women, if they can bring Joseph Walker down to his knees, I mean women, that Joseph Walker government, if the AFL women can bring Joseph Walker down to his knees, where he was forced to change a defense minister, whom they said suffered them. Right? Yeah. You know, sometimes when we're talking these things, I see one other useless idiot, useless woman calling herself a media draper, useless, like her, what they call talking nonsense. But you see, some of these women, I want to really deal with them because I'm very terrible at that. But you see, I will lead out human being with the students then to deal with her and maybe play any kind of way with her. But you see, for me, I believe Liberia is first. We told the people that whatever we are going through now, whatever we are going through now, let us accept it and live with the consequences of our own actions or inactions, and then wait for 2029. At this stage that he has reached and Joseph Walker doing this, I'm not telling anybody to wait anymore to 2029. If RAB win, will anybody come to me and say, AB, what thing we should do or whatever it is? I will tell you, I will not come on the radio, you can say, because when I say on the radio about those who disastrous, JMB will not be president the next day. JMB will not be president the next day, but I will lead that one. Anybody who comes to me for advice and tell me, say, AB, what do you think is possible? I will give you that advice. When it comes to the election business, anything that I think, and I will give you an advice, and I will give you strategy, I will tell you how to execute it, I will tell you everything. I will give you that advice. Any people that feel that they're useless, they can take the country, put in their pocket, they're passing all over the place. We are here. We are here. But you sit there and say, I'm waiting for 2029. We'll give it to them 2029. Joseph Boga has started giving it to you already. The thing you're depending on to say you're waiting for 2029, Joseph Boga has started giving it to you already. And we are getting there. Joseph Boga is destroying this country. Guinea has encroached on our country. Nothing is happening. Nobody is keeping Joseph Boga in check for that. If we were on a George, we had a Guinea king right here. Tanade. They put our country to incite violence in Lofa County against George Weah. By the time you are coming to see that killing that they said they wanted to kill Father Mahmoud, you are coming to see Friends and Humanity and taking people into the streets and chasing seditions and say that seditions caused Lofa County going today. They were coming to chase people in that place there to start killing people. I know them. If these things were to happen on Weah. But nothing happens. No one cares. Police just from flocking a lawmaker. Friends are focal. No one says anything. No one talks about it. And you're sitting here talking all kinds of things. We're waiting for 2029. You think Joseph Boga waiting for 2029? Joseph Boga has just started today on April 1. He just started. You better wake up. It's not about CDC alone. It's for all of us Liberians. Whether you get yourself involved in politics, whether you're not involved in politics, whatever happens in politics will affect you. What? Okay, what? You go up, you come down. So sit there and think it's about the party. So we're not putting ourselves inside. The CDC will benefit. So we're not putting ourselves inside. And the CDC will feed the weight alone. Say that CDC will benefit. Granted, the CDC won't feed the weight. The CDC won't cry today. The CDC won't cry today. Some of your businesses have crumbled. The CDC won't cry. Don't stand up for your country. Do not stand up for your country and sit there and be talking all kinds of things. There's that CDC. That CDC won't cry today. It's about all of us. Like I told you people, some of us, we are in this not because of political party. I have no interest in joining any political party. I just support what is good for my country. I can be part of a political party, don't get me wrong. I may be a supporter of a political party, don't get me wrong. But it's not that zest of say, oh, I'm going to join it. No, not what I'm in it for. No. I can support it. I can even go as far as join it, but that is not why I'm doing it. That's it. So you just watch out. You'll sit there, you'll be passing around. Joseph Boga destroying the country. He has entered the nuclear of our electoral system now. The last one we depend on that where Joseph Boga has entered now. Joseph Boga has entered the judiciary. He has played there. Joseph Boga has entered the national legislature. He has played there. Joseph Boga has entered every other area. He has played there. The last one you depending on now to say you revive your country, you resuscitate your country, you do this to your country. That the place Joseph Boga just started entering. And you're sitting. Let's get to the lines and interact with you. Just sit back. Let us all sit. Let us all wash. And say 2020 now will come on silver platter. Ima Jeremiah Kun voice. Y'all go sit down and think that they will take presidency to give you. Ima Jeremiah Kun voice. Let me give you that one. Y'all go sit down. And think
Joseph Boga will just take presidency and can give it to you. You go sit. We're getting there. Let's get to the lines, interact with our callers right here on this very day. We are certainly getting there, and with God, all things are possible. So let's see whether we can start picking your calls. El, what are you doing? Hello? Hey, sorry. The phone stuff is disconnected, and let's get on to this one right here on this dial. We are certainly getting there, and with God, all things are possible. So we are certainly getting there. Let me get the medicine quickly, and then we'll be with the rest of the calls. Hello, how are you doing?
Hello, AB.
Yeah, hello, how are you doing?
Thank you so much. So, you said it all. Also, the message you gave the sedition, you said it all. It is not only the CDC people that every day Stanton Waterspoon take it, his spoon people to the various market in Rodeo are complaining of economic hardship, are complaining of nobody buying their stuff. It is not only CDC people. So let them sit down there. Let them sit down there. As you said, you quoting Jeremiah Kun. Let them sit and see if Joseph Boga and Jeremiah Kun are the same as George Weah, that will take power and give it. Let them sit down there and see. They only talking about the road to 2029. Joseph Boga just said yesterday. I was shocked as on the internet. The woman is turning over to him as IT. Somebody who was nominated by president to occupy the position. He's supposed to be going for confirmation before he takes over in our office. They call him IT and they turn it over to him. This is the road to 2029, where you think to win and become president. Joseph Boga just see that road, set ambush Joseph Boga set on it. So we have election in Liberia. The same thing Samuel Doe did in 1985 in Liberia. This is what Joseph Boga is gradually taking steps into. Party. It was just like CDC before 1985 election. No party stop. It was just like CDC.
Yeah.
To contest the election, that win landslide. And party. Don't start showing the sun. Why you were going to do in general election? Start showing the sun. He said the first time on Paco. All Paco supporters crossed over and went to Ome Jackson Hebdo. Ome Jackson Hebdo won the election to Ricky. But the difference is, the time today, Liberia knew nothing about fighting civil war. Liberia, all the guns that were in the soil pool here surrounding Eme Hammer. Nobody said when. But today, if Boga repeated, Boga will take the country to a bloodbath. Boga will take the country Liberia to a bloodbath. For you to pretend that I'm pretending now, I said yesterday, Mr. video, I am showing in a Senate and deny that was not then sitting that a man who declare election result in favor of Boga has been to hell election. And they're sitting quiet. You're not making any noise. You're not saying anything. And now with all other senators, all other representatives in Liberia, they are not saying anything. They are not saying anything. Maybe this country, United States, is so unique. People don't pay 5 cents to us. They don't get a cup of red for that to vote. The way Donald Trump is conducting the country, it has turned the American against the Republican in Congress right now. They are worried that first by the demonstration on Saturday. American demonstrated on Saturday in all the 50 states. Be every Republican state. They demonstrated in all the 50 states that America is not a king, but Trump is not a king. They said this is protest ever in the 1,300 community in America. You don't see.
They provided like you're going to be better. So like that, you're going to You'll be president.
You should. I'm going to come here as they did to Gaddafi, just as they did inside.
So you want now? The Iran put 30,000 you'll be president.
That's what got me not to go there.
So President should be my friend.
We're not running away and
Party is very anxious in the election. 2-3 times, your party and I shake my head. And when you see people
he has taken everything from you. You think we get power free there?
There is a political contest. We all went to it. President, we don't want to be president, we want to be vice president. And, and I want. He wants somebody too. So you can't be
Newton will
angry.
pick the rest of the calls tonight. Newton will pick that. Yeah, go ahead. Just hold on. Let me just play the Jericho something so that we listen to him.
If he gets ready to reach out, I'm ready to reach out.
Yeah.
So like that, you'll be president. You'll be president.
So you say sit down and Friday. You don't go fight for it and think that you go talk to the people or whatever. You don't stay down and go fight Joseph Boga for it 19 years. You don't sit down and be yeah, go ahead, please.
All right, thank you very much. This is the common board chairman. I'm COP Willie, and I'm joining you this evening from Soul Clinic to Support. Sister Lai, you see what is happening to us? It's like in the Bible, when those 4 guys who were affected by leprosy in the book of Kings, they were drilling in the city. When they were sitting along, the way, along the roadside there where they told them to sit, they should not come in the city. But then when the hunger get in hell, they said one to another, Jeremy, the way we sitting. If we don't make a move, and we just sit here, Araba will hear and the hunger will kill us. If we never move, now is the time. Start way yana before the election day itself.
I will not call them really. Why if they are sitting there, why do they go out people now speak? From now on, I will not call them really. Let me tell you now. The prayer I am angry in my heart. For now, wake up and
Yeah.
tell the government.
I think the sound is restored now. Go ahead.
But the weekend, man, you get people off. This Jeremiah and Waga. So, I want to tell you all the wake up. Tell the government, let Waga move for over. I will be getting without Waga. That's all.
All right. Thank you. We appreciate because I'm reading the comment section. People are saying there's no sound. I don't know. So please let me know when the sound is restored. If the sound is restored, please let me know. Let's move to Edmoka. Edmoka is right here on the line. Edmoka, good evening. Welcome to Face the Issues. Go ahead.
Thank you, my dear brother. How are you?
I'm okay.
Okay. You know, it is important and very good for these kinds of acknowledgement because people then like
Edmond, before you go, Edmond, can you hold on a little bit before you go on?
Okay.
Before you go any further, because people are saying the sound, there's no sound. I don't know. Can they acknowledge? I want you to acknowledge whether the sound is okay. I just want the acknowledgement. Okay, I think people are telling me that the sound is okay right now. So go ahead, Edmond. I think they get you now because they were complaining that there was no sound. I think they have acknowledged that the sound is okay. Go ahead, Edmond. Let's hear you.
Okay, good. And like I was saying, I said people learn AB, Israel, the Freedom of Friend guys, and the list go on. The guys were here sacrificing for us during the campaign time. Some of us failed to listen, some of us failed to follow. After the election, they stayed with us, sacrificing themselves in the midst of the very, very constraint. So when they come up and speak, it is very much important that we take it into serious consideration. Liberia, there's a need that we step up our game. Because what Bouaka is doing to us is the act of provocation. I kept saying that he provoked the Liberian people. Because nowhere in the world, even the establishing the election commission for being a partisan, becoming chairman of the election commission. It clearly, that brother is not neutral, he's a pure unity partisan. So Bouaka should deem it necessary to withdraw that guy. Because the thing about the legislature, they are not independent anyway. We can't depend on them. But in this one, we are calling on them. Let them do the needful. Because like I said, the thing that will make them to take that 45,000 after every 3 years to buy a new car, the thing that made them to take that 15, 12,000, 10,000 every month, and then they will take 200,000 and go to Lofawa on their way back to dancing. That area we're talking about here. So one day is peace, one day is stability. You'll be able to play with your million, and we can find our dry rate and eat it in peace. But for what we are seeing, Bouaka has started muddying the water ever since. And this one is a serious provocation, and I hope that those of us in the opposition will speak with one voice, will rise up to the occasion, making sure that enough will just be enough. Thank you, my dear brother.
All right, Edmond, thank you. We appreciate you so highly. Thank you so much. We appreciate you, Edmond Carr. Thanks for your participation. Let's move next to the women's line. I think somebody's right here. Good evening.
Hello.
Yeah, good evening. I'm getting you. My best.
Oh, Tika. I tell you, they did a hopper. He said everything. They pray for you. What you say? They are the carry piggy. What you say? They pass down. They will not lose greatness. They will want everyone to do. I always say this. I say any trouble. They don't teach them how to do. Because they are breaking down. They don't even teach them how to. But that time, Baka kami utino koina awe yape baka ba. Kaya na mo kami. Baka kami sakay. Why you say na ndo sisi wado. Any buy. You say something over it. The thing is suffering. I will pay for your enemy. Any why you go back to Canada and your family. What will better? Why me today will never government. Your government say then I say. Thank you, Papa. God bless you. Let God bless you. Enough.
You're right.
Thank you, Papa.
All right. So thank you so much. Yeah. So let's move to this. But I want to say something. The thing is, after the election, the 2023 election, you know what happened? Okay. Yeah. So this is to tell you that how democratic, how tolerant the CDC government was, because the election commission that led the CDC, the same United Party to election in 2023. After elections, they see David Etta Brown Lasana. She left in that position. And before the official pronouncement, George Weah, the former president, conceded defeat. Now, the reason why George Weah conceded defeat, it was not because George Weah. That's why he said in one of his speeches when he went to launch a due payment, George Weah said, "I considered defeat not because I was weak, because I was trying not to put my country first." Because George Weah, the interpretation of that statement, because George Weah has too many followers. Everybody was waiting to listen to George Weah to say, "Oh yeah, this is the situation," and people will run the whole country will go on rampage and all of that. There will be chaos and all of that. George Weah did not want that. That's why ahead of the official pronouncement of the election, he conceded. He said, "Oh, he congratulated his opponent, Joseph Boakai, to say congratulations, Joseph Boakai." And he went for the due payment. George Weah, as part of his speech, one of the things he said there, "I consider defeat not because I was weak, because I was strong enough to put my country first, to put Liberia first." If anybody want to put this country into chaos, we wouldn't sit here and see that happen. To be very frank with you, Tijala told you, and everything Tijala said, that's the real truth. That's the real truth. Nobody will put this country into chaos. This country is a democratic nation. We respect the tenets of democracy. That's why we are so patriotic. Yes, to the core. We are so patriotic because we respect the tenets of democracy. So if anybody feels that they want to perpetuate power on the basis of maybe Liberia or few other people, and they want to be there, and they say they will have few people. Nobody is more powerful than the citizen and the electors. The electors have the power. They have the power. That's why the first article in the Constitution, it says, yes, all power is inherent. All government is instituted by the people. So the Constitution gave them the power to say, yeah, they have the right to go to elections. The right to alter, which means to remove and bring in new leadership. That's what it means. So if anybody comes here and say, "Oh, they want," no, we will not be subjected to any situation or any threat and all of that. But let's go to the line. Let's pick few of the calls. Hello.
Yeah, good evening. How are you?
I'm okay. How you doing?
Yeah, thank you very much for the privilege. This is Mommy Gitawa, member of the show.
Gitawa, go ahead. Let's hear you, my brother.
Yeah, let me really commend you for the show. For me, the election commissioner issue, people are really hating their him, my brother nature. But even if President Joseph Boakai to appoint even his son to be election commissioner, 2029 the government will be flocked out of power 2029 to start the election. Because the way in which the government are treating the Liberian people here, you will not go through the calamities here, then you go is staying on the land to vote for Unity Party again. And for me, look at the unification student union today. The kind of people they are putting outside, all the people that are going online to be expressing themselves, the people that in power today, my brother, they get free to themselves, the people just want to talk. They have so that in the country, from dollar now to real is 300 LD. It now happening in any crisis in the country. Like women are suffering. Then your only concern is about to be one of your kinsmen, your elderly men to appoint to election commissioner. That man will be down there. They like those people who are 1 million flock that I didn't comment. Let me say this, my brother. So if they like those people angry, don't go there with them. If they identical a government like in power, they are not learning for 2020 when the people wanted Dillon and they were 1 minute vote for Dillon at that time. It is a minute that one vote for maybe President Joseph Mabanga can appoint to be election commissioner. It will be defeated right now. Like doing people are already tired with this man. You go to the market, the common people, like in the market, the first country yesterday they were buying 5,000. This time is 17,000 LD. If you will go through all the calamity, if you will stay on the land to be in the party, let me Joseph Mabanga will have a go key here. So thank you very much for the opportunity.
All right, my brother, thank you. Let's go to the women's line. I think, our women are here and I want to make the point. Good evening. Welcome.
Yeah, good evening, my son. I forgot about something I want to say.
No, Veteran, you dominating again. You have to get, yes. You have to get all of your chance too now.
You know, we before the consequence. But we have to step up, but I want to consequence. So we the Liberian now, without saying, you understand, I want to consequence. Tell you what consequence, I want to say, not consequence. And you don't say that what I want to say. We're not consequence. It was fun.
All right, my Veteran, you already make a point. Good evening. How you doing?
Good evening.
Yeah, what's your name?
Martina, how you doing?
Yeah, I'm okay. What's your name?
I wanted to talk to my daughter who said when CDC not say anything, she will not call again. CDC is not the only citizen in this country. Liberia needs to rise. We are Liberians and it's not about party now. This is not where Boyka are heading to, is not about party. It's about us rising. This is not about party. Boyka making his way. What are we doing? And we are Moka, everything we are together, everything there. He's the only opposition here. All the opposition, they not pay them. Apart from Musa Belete, they not bribe them to join them. You think that small thing, that small battle we fighting here. So only God will deliver us from the place. And Liberians rise up in prayer. So the monarchy, the CDC now wake up. I want to my daughter to rate that. When I see this, wake up with CDC now wake up. See, that's also give us so easy. I will not call on the station again. You're not a true citizen. A true citizen don't give up. We are not people who give up. No way.
Certainly.
We'll never give up. It is about time we wake up.
You're right.
Enough is enough. It's about time we wake up. We're not waiting for this person. Nobody will come and do it for us. I was there. It's about time.
Thank you. We'll never give up. Let's hear you. Good evening.
Yeah. How you doing, Lino?
I'm okay. What's your name?
I'm Patient calling for you.
Patient, let's hear you. Make your point quickly.
We shouldn't be making Unity Party people famous. We shouldn't be making Unity Party people famous and making our judicial scary. Neto, you were here, the people 20 on the ballot. Where are the 20 people? Only person we are waiting for to make a move. It's time for the other people to take the lead. The other people follow. Where are the 20 people, Neto? Person we are going to put a neck on the line. The 2029 everybody can register, Neto. I want to try to say, what you want for person we have to do? I listen to you can call about to the work on library. You can say, people shouldn't protest because the government are desperate. What you want for person we have to do? That people say that the government will want that when the time be, they will make the same decision. The people who don't want to buy, where are the other people? Person we have to tell the reason to more everybody can register again. They don't.
You're
people
right.
were 20, where are they?
You're right.
Where are they? They were 20.
You're right. You're right.
It's time now for them to take the leader person we are follow.
You can say it today. Say the government are desperate. Thank you for the time, Nito.
All right, thank you. We appreciate you. Thank you so much. Thank you for your point. Let's move here to this line. I think somebody's right here. Good evening.
Yeah, Nito.
I'm okay. What's your name, sir?
Yeah, Nito, this is the voice of Sabu Rasta, man. Nito, joining you for 0.4 about Zimbabwe. Nito, what's up, man?
I'm okay, Sabu. Go ahead. Let's hear you.
I mean, Nito, it's unlaughable. Look, so first of all, some people surrounded will come and say president, but I'm going to it. Nito, let me tell you, my brother. With Jerry C. Current, we put Nito 8.4. Like, yes, now, Nito Current, can you imagine? Nito, honest African country. A 42-year of experience president has been key to rescue. Can you imagine that General Mudevi?
So Sabu, so tapping us. So how it sounds? Because it sounds laughable. Yes, laughable. So the synonyms are laughable. It sounds hilarious. Comical, funny. So that sounds laughable. And that is synonyms. So either comical or hilarious. It sounds laughable. Anything that is laughable, we mean that something that that makes fun. Anything that makes fun. I mean, hilarious. It sounds hilarious. It sounds comical and something like that. But Sabu, go ahead, man. That's it.
Exactly, Vito. Can you imagine? Can you imagine you told us you bring a walk-on code up to now? Get they put it down against the walk-on code. You don't want to you were reviving organization because we are call our man and papa our parent money down. You are going to add a salary or up to now you have now revived organization. You don't go to protect our territorial boundary of the Republic of Liberia. Then people taking our land. Well, so Nito, how they make coming back? How they make going to a year now, Nito? Let me ask you. How you going to a year? So you didn't go to a year, you have more than 2 years. I mean, Nito, thank you for the show, man.
But Sabu, also, you forgot the last one.
Huh?
You forgot the last one. The economic crime code.
I don't know economic crime code. When they make corrupt,
I'm reading the how do you call it the Vision 2030, which has to do with people that took allegedly went to the Liberian civil crisis and all of that, and they committed atrocity allegedly, and through the atrocity they committed, people that built homes here are part of the Vision 2030. They said those people, once they are investigated, that's why they wanted to bring the economic crimes code. In fact, that those people who committed atrocities during the Liberian civil crisis, and they used those monies to build condominiums in Liberia, that after the establishment of the economic crimes code, those investment will be confiscated by the government. The government will confiscate those investments, and they will be able to turn it over and get money from there, because those are illegal investment that will own by those people all over that. But up to now, we can hear about economic crime code. Now we hear about the ombudsman. Ombudsman is Council Jala Babu. No ombudsman. Hello. Hello? Yeah, I'm getting you.
Yeah, sorry for the feedback, man.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
This is AB Kali, man. I'm calling you from Kampati, Jamaica Road.
Yeah, go ahead.
My brother, we just praying to God for God to take the calamity from all us. Because now what is unfolding is unbearable, my brother. People that told us they want to deliver. They told President Weir that people took a man's job and gave it to a boy. Now the man took the man's job, he's performing like a boy. Where are we headed, my brother? We just praying to God for that God help us come 2029 to remove the calamity from over us. But it's so frustrating, my brother. People that told that they came to rescue. Is that how you can rescue? Is that how you can rescue, my brother? Let me get all portion to call, man. Thank you for putting it.
Thank you. We'll take a few more calls and we got there right here on this presentation. Let's go to the women's line. I think somebody's right here. Good evening.
Hello.
I'm okay. How you doing, ma? Go ahead. I'm getting you. Go ahead. Make your point. Let's hear you.
I just want to encourage you to be the best. Because now, the battle that we are on is spiritual and physical. So, the people can know now that the spirit of anger, they want to release, they release now for everybody to be best. And when you find somebody with too much prestation, your strength can lose strength. So, I want for all to fight with prestation. Because the battle is spiritual and physical. And we fight with all, any kind of way we fight physical, depend on Jesus. And we know we still want God back. And he said he danced with the devil to become president. And we are the children of God. We declare that he will come down. Because we too will dance with Jesus. So he will come down. So that battle with anger here, we're not doing it with anger. We are what the real battle. The battle you see, the time will be careful will be in Liberia. Why you're joking with so? There are few soldiers will protect Waka to be hiding, to be carrying. Mark the war.
Thank you. We appreciate you. We'll take a few more calls and we'll take a few more and make your day here. Hello?
Hello, Tijala.
Go ahead. Let's hear you, my brother.
Yeah, my brother.
What's your name?
Thank you for the topic on discussion. But Tijala, let me say this. Anyway, I'm David Stone from the Borough Hospital. And let me say this, what Baga is doing is right because our whole opposition community, most especially the main opposition, my party, Mate Congress or coalition as election, is new, is starting to shine. So Baga is right to do what he is doing. Will you imagine? Can you see the kind of disgrace that Baga is bringing to our nation? And the main opposition is challenged. So the only thing we will look up to our party until 2029. Thank you for the time.
Two more calls. Then let's move to the women's line. And good evening. Hello.
Hello.
This is the women's line, bro. So you can call here. You have to use the other line, please. So let's move here. We'll take two more calls and we'll move.
Hello?
Yeah, hello. How you doing?
Good evening, Nathan.
I'm okay. What's your name, sir?
Yeah, I'm Joseph Ute calling from the Pennsylvania Drive.
Yeah, Joseph.
Anyway, thank you for the topic on our discussion. The Liberian people have to decide. The Liberian people have to come up. So that's something we call in a scout motto. Be prepared. Liberian people need to be prepared to see and then work out what is before them. The problem and the assignment that is before the Liberian people need to come out and get themselves prepared to work out this problem. Because if we don't work out this problem and we'll keep saying that, 2029 coming, 2029 coming, the starting of everything is important and the end of everything is important.
You're right.
So Liberian people need to start getting prepared and see how best we can push this government to their fire and keep their feet to the fire that Liberian people need this thing. And all these things that you have put into place to see and rob this election or own this election, we should erect the checkpoint very immediately now before it got too late. So Liberian people, I want to encourage you people. I want you people to be not sitting alone, but the Liberian people to rise up on their feet and erect every checkpoint, barbaric checkpoint that is placed before our country by this, men the range men that we have before us. They may waste mentally the ring. Let it know that Liberian people are not fools. So let us get prepared. Let us get prepared now.
You're right.
Thank you for affording me the time.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you so much. We appreciate. And let me listen to this. And let me say something. Those very UPs, George Weah came to power in 2017, right? 2017 election, general and presidential elections brought George Weah to power, and the next elections were held in 2023. And we had the TRC, the Truth and Reconciliation Commission, in place, and the very UPs, they were using that as a trump card to make their way to power. And say, oh, because in 2017, in the runoff election, the late may peace be to the arches, Prince Johnson supported, the CDC. So they say, oh, it was because of the CDC, because Prince Johnson supported CDC in 2017 election, the election that brought George Weah to the presidency. And they said it was because of that George Weah did not want to establish the War and Economic Crimes Code. Yes, granted. George Weah left the presidency in 2023. Yes, he officially turned power over in 2024. Yeah, the official, swearing ceremony, all of that was held in 2024 in January, and all of that. Yeah, because elections are held in October. After elections, it will be October, November, December. Then the official turning over ceremony will be held in the following year, January. Yes, which George Weah did. And George Weah considered defeat. And today, we still have the issue about TRC. There's no economic crime code. There's no war crime code. So where are we heading? And there were recommendations made. These are some of the recommendations that the TRC came out with. They said the Truth and Reconciliation Commission, TRC of Liberia, 2025, the TRC came to be. From 2025 to 2009, presented 47 recommendations. So the 47 recommendations to the Liberian government to address water atrocities, including the creation of War Crimes Court. And a War Crimes Court, I tell you, War Crimes Court, right? The reparation programs, similar to what John Mahama, the president of Ghana, just proposed to the United Nations General Assembly. And that you have 123 persons voted in favor. There were 3 persons who opposed reparation, because as part of that, as part of the adoption, there were people who voted against and people who voted in favor. So John Mahama proposed that there was a slavery way back, so there should be reparation. They should get something. So he proposed that to the United Nations. It went to the Assembly, and that was voted overwhelmingly. 123 persons voted. Only there were 3 persons who voted against. And those 3 countries were America. Anywhere Israel go, America go there. It was America and Israel, Argentina. Those were the 3 countries. America, Israel. Anywhere, anything America vote against, Israel absolutely vote against. Anywhere America goes, Israel absolutely go there. So Israel, America, and Argentina, those were the 3 countries that voted against. I think there were 52 countries that I've seen from there. So similar to this, the War Crime Code, it recommended no blanket amnesty, suggesting prosecutions for gross violations, and proposed constitutional changes such as lowering the number of political parties and banning specific individuals from holding public office for 30 years. Yes. So these are the recommendations, accountability and justice and all of that. War Crimes Code, the establishment of extraordinary criminal code. That's the War Crimes Code we're talking about. The establishment of extraordinary criminal code to Liberia to prosecute individuals responsible for gross human rights violations and violations of international humanitarian law. Gross violation of
international human rights violation and violation for international humanitarian law. Yeah. Then secondly, it says no blanket amnesty. The amnesty, it says the TRC refused to recommend blanket amnesty, suggesting instead that only those under 18 during the conflict who did not commit serious violations be granted amnesty. So they talk about people who under 18. And those people who under 18 not too much party. They are under party. They don't they party, but under party was not so, grievous. Yeah. It was not so heinous. Yes. They are committed. What they said, they say as part of the recommendation, they say blanket amnesty. The TRC refused to recommend blanket amnesty, suggesting instead only those who under 18, the under age, during the conflict, like Liberia civil conflict talking about, who did not commit serious violations be granted amnesty. Then you see prosecution and sanctions. Targeted prosecution for key actors and economic crimes. Listen to this. Targeted prosecution for key actors and economic crimes, along with recommendations to ban named individuals from holding political office for 30 years. And they see the picture of things so about they're not sort of go to election. They see things when they play here. Prince John say, as part of the TRC recommendation, once you take part in the war, you not sort of go to election. They may say, Elena don't go to election too because I need something. So she went to election. Joseph Boga too, he doesn't go to election. He said, well, that Pabe, they see we calling replay. He said, well, they see Pabe, who may want to election. I see Pabe want prosecutor. He just married the prosecutor. And Prince Johnson, when Prince Johnson was living, I see him saying, yeah. Because Prince Johnson was reading the recommendations, because it was part of the recommendation, and Joseph Boga was not supposed to go to election based on the recommendation for the TRC. That's why you see prosecution and sanctions. They said targeted prosecution for key actors and economic crimes, along with recommendations to ban named individuals for holding political office for 30 years. That was part of the recommendation. Now, why we heard Prince Johnson talking, say Joseph Boga, they Pabe, you're not supposed to go to election as part of. So Prince Johnson was speaking in relation to the recommendation for the TRC. Then we go to reparations and reconciliation. They say reparation program, development of comprehensive reparations program, including symbolic, community, and individual reparations for victims of the conflict. And the conflict, one conflict, and a civil conflict, reparation. They see they what John Mahama proposed to the UN. That our people are enslaved way back during the 1400s, 1800s. They were enslaved, they had chains on their neck. So yes, and based on the recommendation, not the recommendation, but the adoption that will help. And level of the United Nations that 123 countries voted in favor of the reparation. Only 3 countries voted against, and those 3 countries were America, Israel, and Argentina. Those were the 3 countries that voted against. So say, yeah, our people are used. And the United Nations declare slavery as the gravest crime against humanity. This is the same thing we're talking about. So the reparation program in Liberia, during the civil crimes, they talk about development of comprehensive reparation program, including symbolic, community, and individual reparations for victims of the conflict. The victims of the conflict, people that went to the war and they were traumatized and they were victimized by the civil conflict that was held in our country. Then we'll move on institutional and legal reforms. So this is the part of, these are recommendations on institutional and legal reforms. Constitutional and legal reforms, recommendation to reform the judiciary, improve human rights protections, and ensure the rule of law. Hey, listen to that one. Institutional and legal reforms. There was some part of it. These are recommendations on the TRC. Constitutional and legal reform. Recommendation to reform the judiciary, improve human rights protections, and ensure the rule of law. It happening here. And you see the political can go and be beating people with baton, busting people here. they go, they shooting people. So that human right on there, that's not human right. There only human right. There's something they call inalienable right. Inalienable right are those is a right that cannot be taken away. The right that is given by God. Inalienable rights, only human rights. We made the right to life. Your right to life is inalienable right. We made God gives you life. God gives you life. That life, only God gave it to you. It can now be to anybody take it from you a violation because human being gave life. They call it inalienable right, on a human rights violation. We've been reading, all around the human rights manual and all of that. So it's part of the inalienable right. Your right to life. Yes, your right to life. Sometimes it can be conflicting. I'm reading one human rights manual. Then somebody says, if a criminal enters the hall and the inhabitant or one of the inhabitants from that particular residence shoot the criminal, maybe over there he's sleeping, and the criminal enters the hall and one of the inhabitants shoots him. So the right become conflicting. You know what makes it conflicting? Because the criminal gets right to life. Then the residents, people who live in that house, the way people can go see in there at 12 o'clock. All human right to get something they call right to protection. So you have violated the right of the people, the right to protection, and they are also if they shoot you, they have violated the right to life. So right to life and right to protection, they see where road can go past your toe. They violate the human right to protection. Because they violate, once anybody would have broken intruders, when they intrude in your residence, they have violated a right to protection. Right to protection. So you get a person, maybe a person, a register, under the government, all of that. But if you shoot them, you are also violated under human rights law. You are violated right. You are violated a right to life. So that's where the right becomes, conflicting. Right to protection and right to life. That's the whole thing about it. Yeah. So sometimes that's why I say teacher life is an epitome of knowledge. So I always around here, so I getting I just building the knowledge up and all of that. So now whatever I sit around him and I get it. So the right to protection and right to life. Then we'll come back to the recommendation. So I just want you to understand something. The constitutional and legal reform recommendation to reform the judiciary, improve human rights prosecution, and ensure the rule of law. Anti-corruption measures, stronger effort to combat corruption and ensure public officials are accountable. Way back. And they see now talking about people that took money during the civil crisis, right? And maybe we believe that those monies were not legally, taken. Yeah. So this is part of the recommendation, anti-corruption measures, stronger efforts to combat corruption and ensure public accountability. Anti-corruption measures to show public accountability. Sexual violence protections, implementation, robust laws to protect women. That women are the women in Israel. Sexual violence protections, implementation, robust laws to protect human, women, and children, including penalties for sexual crimes and mechanisms to end harmful traditional practices. Harmful traditional practices. And the FGM law you're talking about, the female genital mutilation, it was part of the recommendation for the TRC. There, yeah. The international law. There, yeah. The violation is here. Sexual violence protections. Implementing robust laws to protect women and children, including penalties for sexual crimes and mechanisms to end harmful traditional practices. The harmful traditional practices, and our FGM law, the female genital mutilation, and what we're talking about. And here, they will take cultural reform, reforming national institutions, including, altering national motto and flag. Yeah, so when they talk about cultural reform law, including altering motto and flag, there should be motto. So, for example, what they're trying to tell you that if this is a situation in terms of, human rights violation of there should be a motto. There should be a flag. They're not talking about a national flag. The national flag is a symbol of the country. The national flag I'm talking about. The flag symbolizes the kind of, the theme of the kind of reform you want to do. The flag symbolizes the theme of the kind of reform you want to do, and all of that. That's what it means. That's what it means. Everything is here. A part of the TRC recommendations. And today, nothing is done. So I just thought to share that with you so that you can have, some education about this. And I think you can move further. Yeah. I just thought to share that with you. But this country is ours. That we always say, that Teacher Lau always say, this country is ours. Why it is true that this is our country? The issue of Malcolm X, Fidel Castro, and the rest of the team. Those were people that fought for their country. Those were people that fought for their countries. Those are people, they fought. They fought for their country. So I record Nelson Mandela. He followed the story. I've read all around the story of Nelson Mandela. When Nelson Mandela went to jail for 27 years, it was because of patriotism. Because Nelson Mandela sacrificed. You know why Nelson Mandela went to jail for 27 years? Because he wanted to give South Africa to the indigenous South African. When they had the apartheid policy, we have read all around that. Apartheid policy was the policy of segregation. Apartheid policy in South Africa was a policy of segregation. What do we say? What do we mean when we say policy of segregation? To say the other one, only the other person can do it. To separate. Segregation means to separate. Separate the other one. Yeah. From the other person. The other person will sit down, they get 7 chairs. Only the other person can use it. That's separation, right? Segregation. During the apartheid policy. Mandela stood up. Mandela said, this is our country. South Africa belongs to the black. The black are dominant. South Africa is predominantly occupied by black people. Yeah. South Africa is an African country. And Mandela went to jail. 27 years, he went to jail. Why did he go to jail? And Mandela came from jail after 27. Well, Winnie, his wife, Winnie Mandela, when he went to Soweto Stadium to welcome him, when they started chanting slogans, Amanda, where to, Amanda, where to. Those were slogans that was chanted to welcome Mandela. After 27 years in prison, when he was welcomed at the Soweto Stadium in South Africa, when tens of thousands of people welcomed Mandela to the Soweto Stadium, they started chanting Amanda. So the Amanda Awetu, that's the origin of Amanda Awetu. Read your history. History will tell you that Amanda Awetu, that is a Swahili language. It came from South Africa. When Mandela came from jail, when they were bringing him on, when they were releasing him, after 27 years, when people are receiving at the Soweto Stadium, Amanda Awetu. It was Mandela. After he was received, he made a speech. What did he say? Mandela said, I will become president. I will serve for only 1 term, turn the country over. The man left a president, he became president. Only 1 term, turn the country over. He left everything. Yeah. And that's how Liberia should be. So we should be able to learn from those people. And that's the only way our country will move forward. Anytime Teacher he comes here, he sits here and tells you about, this is how we want our country to be. He's not joking because he tells you, because he knows anything he says, he knows what he's saying. Whenever he comes here and tells you that, this is how our country should be, and we should stand up for our country at a particular moment, it tells you. So we're making the sacrifices. He's making the sacrifices. Tizela will tell you, even a family, they are raised. The Ziwe, Mandela, the family. when you are pushing, during the apartheid policy, when you're pushing for the liberation of South Africa, a family may abandon a wife, went to jail for 27 years. You know what it means to go to jail for 27 years? You know what it means? To go to jail for your woman will be waiting for you 27 years? You don't want to get it all too. She'll not be waiting for you. She'll get somebody too. So Mandela said it's not about relationship, it's not about wife, it's not about my children, but God. He sacrificed that for a family. He abandoned a family. That was a defining moment. It was a defining moment for South Africa. The man said, I would choose my country over my family. Mandela went to jail 27 years. Who does that? 27 years you go to jail, then you come back to your country, then you come back. Because based on the manner and form which you sacrifice your country, people, he went to Soweto. Why you think? Test 1,000. Read your history. Because people normally, so now I said I'm reading, war history. I read Liberian history. That I read the whole world history, and Fidel Castro history. And I don't want to go to Malcolm X and all of that. And then we'll talk about the Roman Empire. All that kind of funny thing there. Those were history because during the war, the Roman Empire, all of that. Yeah, because sometimes it goes because when you sit on the platform, you presenting, and then you teaching. Yeah. So anything you say, people, because something that you say, someone must have passed there. Someone must have read that particular article or something that you're talking about. Augusta, the Roman Empire, on Brutus. He said, "Oh, Brutus, eat too." Oh, so now we say we read all around there. The Roman Empire, Brutus, when Brutus betrayed, he asked, "Is the Brutus eat too?" We read the Roman Empire, all of that. He was a senator in Rome, and all of that. So I try to tell you that, yeah, those were people who fought for their country. Nelson Mandela, they fought for their country, and when they went to Soweto Stadium, they were celebrated, and those were leaders of their words. Mandela said after he was welcomed to Soweto Stadium, when they were chanting slogans, a man that way to, he said, "Oh, the speech that Mandela made there after coming from jail for 27 years, he said, oh, I will become president. I will serve for only one term. I will turn the country over." And he did exactly what he said. This is our country. Let's keep fighting for our country. Let's keep fighting for our country. Everything I'm saying here today is because I honor the umbrella of Teacher Life. I learned it from him. I'm a teacher. So everything I say here, I learned it from him. And that's why whenever he says on the platform, I'll be saying that by him. He talking something, I'm looking at him today. I learn it. I'm in class. I learn it from him. So he teaches me. He teaches me a lot. He teaches me a lot. And I believe in him. He's my mentor. That's why I always say he's my mentor. He's the epitome of knowledge. He's my mentor. So thank you so much. No time. Let me hold you there. Thank you so much. Thanks for all of the calls and all of that. For those of you who place your calls, we really, really appreciate you. And let's keep fighting for our country. That's the only thing we can say. Let's keep fighting for our country. Yeah, this is our country. And this is the only country that we always say, the only country that can never be deported. So let's keep fighting for our country. We're about to go to election 2029, and we in March. And the reason why Teacher Lab put the clock is a what? It's clocking down. You're not going even, it comes down. Which means time is running out. That doesn't tell you that time is running out. Say it right by here. So your clock. When the clock is ticking, tick. Yeah, because the clock ticks. Whenever the clock ticks, which means time has gone. When 1 minute or 1 second is gone. Whenever you tick, whenever the clock ticks, We mean time is subtracted. Time is moving. Time is going. Let's keep fighting for our country. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for your cooperation. We appreciate you. Tijala has been here, and I'm so grateful that you always been there to be so much supportive. Thank you so much. Until we join you tomorrow, thank you so very much, and I really, really appreciate you for your support, for your kindness. Thank you so very much.